So we call these myth stakes.
Okay.
Not mistakes, myths.
Myth stakes.
Because some of them is conventional wisdom. We always like to challenge the conventional wisdom, right?
Right.
Now, some of these are people are told to do, right?
Yeah.
And we're saying, no, that's bad advice. So it's a myth on some of these things. Just they're not true or they don't work. Mistake number 3, again, conventional wisdom, looking at your marketing as a cost or an expense instead of an investment. That's a big change.
That's a big mistake.
Well, it's a big mental shift.
Yeah.
Going from
we're talking mindset again.
Money on a cost line, marketing, advertising, whatever, to the column of investment.
Right. Now,
very different.
No. Now, devil's advocate again. It can be a cost if you don't market properly.
Right.
If you have to market to your target market, and you have to figure out, Dan Kennedy calls it your avatar. I think Dan calls it his avatar. You pick out your customer. Who's your customer? Who's your ideal customer? And then you start tweaking your business towards that ideal customer and your marketing for that customer, and having that customer come in the door makes a world of difference. But if you don't do that, it's no longer an investment. It is an expense.
Right. And so if you're looking at it exactly right, if it is an expense, then you're not getting the bang for the buck.
Not doing.
So you have to ask yourself the question, is what I'm going to do here, is this a cost, a sunk cost? That money is gone. It'll never come back to me, or I can't track it.
Right.
I'm doing a promotion that there's no way to track, like a radio that there's no offer, or a TV spot that there's no, it's just a image branding thing that there's no way to track. Then that is a cost. Right. But we want to say is every dollar you're investing in your marketing is going to give you a return. Now the return could be different ways. It could be a money return. It could be a more leads return, right?
Yes.
It could be a database return. You know, so ROI is not just money. It could be activities that lead to money.
It's future business.
Like prospecting.
Future.
You know,
business.
so that's good as long as it leads to a sale.
Right.
That's good. That is an investment in that. But if it's just something out there and it is an expense, we're saying don't do it.
I had a lot of managers, a lot of business owners. That's the part that they just miss the mark. They miss the mark on, I'm just gonna, I call it my theory of Jello on the wall. There's no such thing as Jello art, guys. You just throw it up there and see what's going to stick. It's not going to work. And I learned that from a Christian comedian, Mike Warnke. He was a great guy. But he said, there's no such thing as Jello art. You throw it on the wall, it don't stick. That's what I feel like a lot of business owners, managers, and leaders do with, hey, come down to my business. They do it with social media. They do it with newspaper. It doesn't matter. They don't do the target.
Right.
They don't hit the target.
Well, and then I guess, what should my marketing budget be? Right. That's a legitimate question.
That's a good question.
I need to start somewhere. And the way I answer that is, well, if I'm putting $100 in the marketing campaign and I'm getting back 500 to 1,000.
Okay.
And I know I can prove it. I got 500 to 1,000 back.
Right.
I'm going to spend $200 next time.
Yes.
Right. And see if that happens. If I scale
Absolutely.
it, maybe I'll get to spending $1,000. And we do this when we're talking about direct mailers. This is one of the things that we do. We'll do a small test direct mailer and see how it does. If it works, we expand it.
That's exactly what I did. You actually turned me on to that in a different aspect. And we went from one section and hit 10,000 people with this particular flyer. It works so well that we decided to put it in 2 more areas, which gave us 30,000 people. Great return, hit it at the right time. Tweaked the ad every month.
Yep, because it's working, you can tweak it.
Yep, tweaked it. And actually, on the downslide, we knew we went too far with the ad. So the next time we dialed it back. So, and very inexpensive. Very inexpensive.
When you look at
the
so
tracking, to your point, tracking the ROI is absolutely crucial. You don't just throw it out there and hope something works.
Right. And you can go from $100 ad to spending 10 grand on a direct mail ad. I know people that spend 10, 20, 30,000 a month on direct mail.
Yeah.
And they started with a very small spend, 500, 1,000.
And but it's
not their budget. It's just what they do because it gets a return.
They do.
There's no that they don't tell me what their budget is. And this is one of many things we'll talk about that too. But there's no budget really.
And
There
it's
isn't.
I know somebody might be thinking, it was a thought that crossed my head. So, crossed my mind is somebody might be thinking, how do you track 10,000 flyers going out? How do you decipher? The fun part about it is the company we were working with gave a virtual telephone number and a virtual
There's ways to
site.
track stuff. Yeah.
And then they sent us from that telephone number actually tracks who was calling in, whether it was calling in directly to me, it was linked to our phone, our business phone. And then every time we picked it up, they knew that was a click for them. And then we knew how many sales we were getting off from. It was a great way to track that business.
So what I would suggest everybody doing, if they're, own a business or manage a business, right? Look at all your marketing and ask yourself, is this a cost? Or is this, or am I investing in this media?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If I can't prove it's working, we suggest stop it. And then do things that work, that you can prove at work. And then really the only thing you're doing are campaigns that work.
Right.
Some will be more successful than others, right? And some will give you ROI and, like I said, customer database or whatever, right? But yeah, if it's working, then the only campaigns you're doing are ones that are working and trackable.
And it doesn't hurt to ask your customer, where did you hear about us?
Oh yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's a way to track it.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
So look at your marketing, get rid of the costs in marketing, and invest more in your marketing.
Right.